भगवते प्रणवाय। ॐ नमो श्री भगवते प्रणवाय। नमो नमः नमो नमः नमो नमः नमो नमः। नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय प्रभु नमो नमः। ॐ नमो श्री भगवते प्रणवाय। ॐ नमो श्री भगवते प्रणवाय। तुम ही ब्रह्मा विष्णु तुम ही महेश्वरा देवादिदेवा महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमो श्री भगवते प्रणवाय। ॐ नमो श्री भगवते प्रणवाय। तुमी हरिहर हे त्रिशूलधारी तुमी भोलानाथ प्रभु कृष्ण मुरारी। निति नवरूपेश प्रणवानंद एषु हृदय मोर चिरवानंद। नयन वर्य देखे अपरूप ध्यान मगन गुरुदेवाय नमः। ॐ नमो श्री भगवते प्रणवाय। ॐ नमो श्री भगवते प्रणवाय। Oh Swami Parameshananda, Guru Maharaj, you are no other than the creator, the sustainer and the destroyer of evil. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. We worship you this morning because we want you to lift us up, inspire us, take us into that realm of spirituality. We want to be like you. We know you came, you demonstrated. That is all you did. That you want to lift all of society, all of human beings to that level of consciousness. Satchidana, truth, existence and bliss. Welcome again to this mandir. Let us all pray at this time that Holi is being celebrated, and we think of that great child Prahalad, that from the mother's womb he was getting the teaching from Narad Muni, and when he took birth he had his own mind. Nothing could change him for his love for Vishnu Bhagwan. Om Hari, Om Hari. And even his father, when he cannot change his son, Hiranyakashipu, guess what happened? He tried to kill his own son. Because why? That ego, ahankar, I'm the king, I'm to be worshipped. And who don't worship me, I'll kill you. Even his own son. He even killed his own wife. So, this is the sinfulness of life. And holy is a time then when we have to surrender it to the Lord like Prahalad did. Swami Parameshananda is no other than that Vishnu Bhagwan who took that form of nursing and destroyed that Prahalad, that Hiranyakashipu, sorry. This morning let's adore Vishnu Bhagwan in the form of Lord Krishna. Join me in this song. I love it so much because it's the whole story of our lives. It incorporates everything. Krishna Murari Sudarshan Dari Murali Bajao Ne Tini Kana Murali Bajao Ne Tini Kajo Madhyao Ratma Matrale Tori Basdev ko Nandanale Tori Barsa ko Bori Charan le Mori Jamuna Jatao Ne Tini Ka Jamuna Jataune Timi Kahacho. Oh Krishna, in your Leela, you took birth in that prison and you were about to be killed, but you know, your God, the Leela was set. You put the guards to sleep. That Kans he was the wicked king. You put the guards to sleep and you unlocked the gates to the prison. And Vasudeva, you got a basket and you were put on a basket on the head of your father, Vasudeva, your biological father. And then you're about to cross the Yamuna. And Vasudeva was, you understand the dilemma of Vasudeva, but you got him on to cross. And as soon as your little feet touched that water, the river parted. We asking you, oh Krishna, put your feet in front and part the way for us also. Remove all our obstacles. Let us go through all our obstacles like you went through that river. Let's part it. Sometime, Krishna, you blow the fruit. But the Lord, you also has the Sudarshan Chakra, which is light speeding of light. You can travel, and that Sudarshan travel can destroy your enemy. Oh, Bhakta Sudhama Dhare Aaye, Ek Moti Chawal Saat Malai, Kache Prabhuvi Kachamo Prema Sikaune Timi Kacho Krishna Murari Sudarshandari Murali Bajaune Timi Kacho Murali Bajaune Timi Kacho. When your childhood friend was having difficulty, he didn't have food to eat, he came at his wife's request, and he came with a handful of parched rice. That's all he could muster up for you, Krishna. You know he was coming, you waited for him, and then you receive him like with all the glory, and you had him change into a beautiful palace cloth. You sit him down and he ate. And then Krishna asked, well, what have you brought for me? And Sudama was so shy, but Krishna said, give it to me. And when he ate the rice, Krishna said, this is one of the best food I ever have. The Lord doesn't want anything from us. That parched rice was a symbol of devotion and faith. That when we come to the Lord with devotion and faith, then He's gonna be giving us His grace. Same thing with Swami Parameshananda. This morning we coming to you, O Lord Parameshananda. Our human effort is to surrender to you and leave it up to you, because then we would have established a connection. We would be one with you. And when Sudama went back, he saw a palace. We're not asking for a palace, but the palace, the body, our body is the palace. Let this palace of ours be the temple for you, O Lord. Oh, Mahabharat ma Sastra sunaye, Sansa ko aakin mita lagaye, Sarati bhai Prabhu ratlai maki, Gita sunaune tini kahajo, Gita sunaune tini kahajo. In the Mahabharata, he sanctioned the war, knowing that so many millions of soldiers would die. An ordinary person would say, wow, but oh Lord, your Leela is so, your illusion is so mesmerizing. All of creation is your Leela, including us. You laugh and you see when you in the form of all of your creation, you watch, and it's all a play, like a child playing with the toys. You understand everything, and then to help us, you give the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna Murari Sudarshandari Murali Bajaune Tini Murali bajao ne kajo. What a beautiful bhajan for a Sunday morning. Devotees, I want to talk about little because as a Swamiji, you know, I feel very blessed to be under the guidance and total guidance and grace of Swami Parameshananda. After all, he plucked me out of this mundane life, and little by little I was initiated as a monk of BHARAT, SEVASHRAM. And on that day, when we did the Shraddha, the last rite for ourselves, I remember calling my name, and that was the last time. So we, by doing that, we cut our past. And Swami Parameshananda, you know, when God chooses you to be in his ashram, to be an instrument in his hand, a child of his, it is a blessed thing. So from that point on, when I had first experienced initiation to the sannyas, the past was gone. It was removed, and I felt it. And now it's time to move forward with this guidance of Swami Parameshananda by doing seva all over the world. And this is my story, but your story too. I listened to them, and many of you are struggling, especially in this COVID time, lockdown. We are all struggling a little with the psychologically, because we are locked in. But then it should be an opportunity for us to go inside. But yet we can't do that because we don't have the strength. And you know, this is where it's very important that whatever you're doing in your life to sustain your existence, that's the best you can do at that moment. It can be better, but for your point of view, this is the best you can. And nothing is wrong with that. From that perspective. But when you come in the company of an ashram like Bharat SEVASHRAM or holy men like Swami Parameshananda, or even monks, and they can lift you up, this is God's grace, because he won't come again, but he will send his disciples. And whatever you're struggling with, it is not something that you alone should deal with. You should always try to, first person that you go to is God. And you cry and you surrender and you ask for help. And you've developed that willpower that many of us, we are addicted to various things. I know one person is struggling because there's a little problem in the marriage, and she cannot get over the idea that she's suspected her husband of infidelity, but she cannot get over it. Months have gone by, and the husband has made all effort to assure her that will never be a problem anymore. But that addiction that she will always check the phone if he's in contact with this individual, the female. This is how she's dealing with. She's taking a little sleeping pill, she's crying. But it's an addiction that she always will put herself in the position where she will suffer. Many of us are suffering from alcoholism. We have to have that drink. If you don't have the drink, you can't survive. Drugs, marijuana, barbiturates, whatever, that is the bad habit. We choose to live our life to survive. And, you know, who's to say who's right and wrong? I can't go and tell anyone, okay, you're a bad person, because that's how they choose to survive. And you hear the stories of so many stories of how people are surviving on that level. You might be a single mother trying to raise children, and that bonding between your children, you'll do almost everything as a mother to make that child happy as best as you can. This is how you do it. No one should be criticizing you for it. If at best they should help you. And this is the message that I want to bring to you today. That each one of us, we are living our lives the best we think we can. In the eyes of others, we might see that, oh, it's not so good. But if we keep our minds on God as we struggle through our lives, and we're being criticized and heavily, chastised mentally by others, I look at someone who would discard a human being because they're bad and don't want to be in their, don't want to talk bad about them and try to help them. Whether you're Swamiji or a Pundit or whatever you think you are, that you're greater than another person, that you are in a state of sadness. Because the moment you give judgment to others, and openly or directly to them, you are not on the path to your liberation. If you want to do something, tell someone something, do it in private, and make sure that you're committed to help that person. And also make sure that you yourself is in a position to help that person. So this morning is, don't ever try to knock someone down. Because if you do, God doesn't knock anyone down. He always tries to help. He gives everyone the opportunity over and over. He never stops. He doesn't know what is bad. He doesn't know what it means that a person is bad. Because he is that person. He's watching his own Leela play itself out in that person. Because he's that body, he's the creator and the created. Meaning that me and you we are all gods and goddesses. We only have to come to that realization. So this morning, let Holi and the celebration of Holi and what Prahalad, how he demonstrated to us, let us be a lesson to us. With that being said, blessings for a beautiful day and the rest of your life. And you all see yourself as if you already are what you like to be. Of course, you like to be a realized soul in this lifetime. So see yourself already that. And you know what happened? When you do that, your goal is to regard realization. So seeing yourself, you want to be a realized soul, then you automatically, all these negativities will be dropped off from you, and you will have a new mind, that divine mind, and your old mind will be automatically vanquished and destroyed. So with that being said, I invoke the blessings of all the deities on the altar. And I know I have a lot of Christian friends that are listening. The Christ, the Buddha, Buddhist friends are there. And there the Buddha is here. And Swami Parameshananda and Krishna Bhagwan and Lord Shiva. I know many of you worship Mother Durga. Whoever you worship a God, bring him into focus as we do this morning's Arati. Arati is an act of surrender. And in the act of surrender, all that we are asking, oh Lord, I want to be like you. I know the possibilities there. Help me to rediscover. I'm just like you. In this lifetime, I don't want to come back in this human birth, the cycle, the sansara of birth and death. I want to end it this time. Help me to do that. Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Om Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Om Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Om Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. Oh, Swami Parameshananda, manifestation of consciousness, incarnation of Lord Shiva. With these items that we will be doing Arati, we are surrendering our body and mind to you. We wash your feet and we'll be drinking the water from the dust particles that come out from the feet. This is our act of surrender. Om Gange Chayamane Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Snanirim Kuru. With this holy water, we wash your feet this morning. Om Kurukshetra Gaya Ganga Prabhasa Pushkarani Cha Tirtanyatani Punyani Kale Bhavantuha. With this mantra, we make this place of pilgrimage and your place also with the Mansika Puja. Om Amrito Pasternamasi Swaha. Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha. Om Satyam Yasha Srimayi Sratam Swaha. Om Shanno Devi Ravishtaya Apo Bhavanta Pite Shanno Ravi Sravantuna. Om Vak Vak Mouth. Om Prana Prana Nose. Om Chakshu Chakshu Eyes. Om Srotram Srotram Ears. Om Nabi Navel. Om Hridayam Heart. Om Kantaha Throat. Om Siraha Head. Om Bahobhyam shoulders and arm. Yashobalam legs. Om Karetela Kare Prishti. With this holy water, I purify this body mentally and physically and spiritual and make it spiritual. Now, Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyati Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyati. This mantra is saying, oh Lord, we came from that consciousness, that existence before creation. We came from that, and we are that still. We cannot be separated from that, but we have fallen and we have lost contact with that. This is all your leela, your play. It's all you. And restore us to that original state. Om Dhyana Moolam Guru Murti Puja Moolam Guru Param Mantra Moolam Guru Vakyam Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. During this arati, let my mind not be drifting away to anything else, but let it be in your form. Let me go to your feet in all humility, and also let me be guided by the scriptures. Let me guided by the Bhagavad Gita and all the utterances of the gods and goddesses. And because why? I want my liberation. Om Sahasra Shirisha Purusha Sahasrakshu Sahasrapat Sabhumin Sahasritva Adashangulam. Om Sarvatah Pani Param Tat Sarvato Akshi Shiro Mukam Sarvatah Sruti Maloke Sarvamavritya Tishtati. Om Jyoti Shama Pita Jyoti Tamasaha Paramuchyate Jnanam Geyam Jnanagamyam Ridhi Sarvasya Vishtitam. Om Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasho Sharanam Sure Prabha Pralaya Sthanam Nidhanam Bijam Abhayam. Om Tvamadi Deva Purusho Purana Tvamasya Visvasya Param Nidhanam Tvamabhaya Svasvata Dharma Gupta Sanatanastvam Purusho Matome. Om Pitasi Lokasya Characharasya Tvamasya Pujasya Garurgaryam Natvatsamo asti abhyadikam Kuto anyo lokatrayi Apiya pratimam prabhaom. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva 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 Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Guru Om Shiva Om Guru Om Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva 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 Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Let us all pray. Let us all surrender ourselves and take this flower in your hand. And as you look at the Lord and you pray, think of Him only. Om. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Stay calm and peaceful. Om Jnanam Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Mantra Satyam Puja Satyam Satyam Deva Niranjana Gurur Vakyam sara satyam, satyameva paramam param. Om akhanda mandalakaram, vyaptam yena characharam, tatparam darshitam yena, tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Pitri Matri Surira Bandhu, Vidyatirthani Devata, Natulyam Guruna Sekram, Sparshayet Paramam Param. Om Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Deva Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti, Puja Moolam Guru Param, Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukaram, Kevalam Dhyana Murti, Dantwatitam Gagana Sadrisham, Tattvamasyaadhilaksham. Om Ekam Nityam Bhimalam Achalam, Sarvarasakshi Bhutam, Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam, Sadgurum Tam Namamyo. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhusya Saka Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Guru Kripahi Kevalam, Guru Kripahi Kevalam. Om Guru Kripahi Kevalam, Guru Kripahi Kevalam. Om Guru Kripahi Kevalam, Guru Kripahi Kevalam, Guru Kripahi Kevalam, Guru Kripahi Kevalam, Guru Kripahi Kevalam. Well, it's nice to have you this morning, devotees. And remember, the message today is, let us all always have in mind that we are on our evolution towards perfection or moksha or liberation. And where we are today, don't be afraid of it. Don't be ashamed of where you are. Don't think that you're that weak. Accept who you are in this moment and think that you have to be better. See yourself as if you are already what you like to be. What you like to be is a realized soul. We want to be a realized soul. And we are so blessed that we have in our God has come so many times. He had said he's come so many times. Let us recognize him. For me, Swami Parameshananda of BHARAT SEVASHRAM, he's all in all. He's the creator, he's the sustainer, he's the destroyer of evil. He's the Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. All I have to do is to think about him and don't create any confusion. Choose one God that you would worship. Choose one. Worship the others, but meditate on just one. This way, you will remove all confusion. With that being in mind, let us bring you forward and you take your blessings. It's always good to come close to God. Take your blessings and make a transformation. We ask, oh Lord, take away all our addictions to weaknesses. Let our minds be just like yours, and let us speak like you and act just like you. Hari Om. Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.